When the Emperor appears, there's often an invitation to examine your relationship with structure and authority, both the power you hold and the power that guides your life. Perhaps you're discovering that true strength sometimes looks like setting boundaries that disappoint people temporarily, but serve everyone's highest good in the long run. This card might whisper of leadership calling your name, not the kind that dominates or controls, but the variety that creates safety for others to flourish. Maybe you're realizing that your steady presence has become an anchor for people who need someone reliable to count on. Or perhaps you're being invited to step into a role that requires the courage to make unpopular but necessary decisions. Sometimes the Emperor speaks to the need for greater structure in your life, the recognition that freedom paradoxically increases when we create frameworks that support our deepest values. You might find yourself ready to establish routines that honor your energy, systems that protect your creativity, or boundaries that preserve space for what matters most. There's often something here about paternal energy, whether you're learning to provide it for others or discovering your need to receive it yourself. The Emperor reminds us that healthy authority nurtures rather than diminishes, that good leadership creates conditions where others can discover their own power rather than remaining dependent. This card frequently appears when you're being called to take charge of a situation that others find overwhelming, to be the one who organizes the chaos, makes the difficult phone calls, or holds steady while emotions run high. The Emperor suggests you might have more capacity for this than you realize, that your groundedness could be exactly what's needed. Yet the Emperor also speaks to the loneliness that sometimes accompanies responsibility, the weight of being the one others look to for answers when you're still figuring things out yourself. This card offers validation for that burden, while reminding you that true leadership doesn't require perfection, only the willingness to stay present and keep learning. Sometimes this card appears to challenge patterns of over-flexibility, the tendency to bend so far to accommodate others that you lose track of your own direction. The Emperor invites consideration of where firmness might actually be the most loving response, where saying no creates space for healthier yeses to emerge. The mountains behind his throne speak to the long view. The Emperor often appears when you're building something meant to last beyond immediate recognition or reward. Perhaps you're laying foundations for a project, a relationship, or a life structure that will serve not only you, but others who come after, trusting that some of the most important work happens slowly, invisibly, without applause. This card interpretation comes from my new book, where I explore all 78 cards as mirrors for the human experience. If you'd like to continue this conversation with the complete deck, you'll find it linked in the description.